What's up everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of Osu News. This is your weekly show where we talk about the most important Osu news that happened during the week. Wow, a second episode in 1 week? Crazy guys. But I mean, there were a lot of stuff that happened the previous week, so I had to cover them in another episode as well. But before we get started, if you want to be updated on the latest Osu news and everything that is happening in the osu community, then consider hitting the sub button. Your support will really be appreciated. So if you've noticed, in the last episode I talked about the worst hotdog player drama that was happening and all of the chaos that drama managed to do. People were arguing left and right, false accusations were absolutely everywhere in this drama, and one of the main targets that a lot of people were hating during this drama was Zylice. And something you may have noticed from the previous episode is that Zylice hasn't really made any official response to the entire drama. The only somewhat response we got from Zylice during the drama was him privating the video with the name of the positive side of the osu community. But other than that, if you go on his recent videos comment section, you'll see that a lot of people are absolutely destroying him due to this recent drama. A lot of people are also saying that Zylice is apparently deleting hate comments on his recent video as well. However, a few hours after I uploaded my video, Zylice did release an official response to this entire situation. If you would like to read the entire response for yourself, then just pause the video and read it right here. But for those that are way too lazy to read, then let me just summarize the entire document for you. At the start of the document, Zylice does apologize towards Hardrock player, Corsair staff, and everyone that was affected by this entire drama. He completely understands that by apologizing that he won't change anyone's opinions or feelings towards him. He well aware knows that he has lost credibility in the osu community, and he also points out that this is not an attempt for seeking forgiveness. In this part of the document, he pretty much says his entire experience with the investigation. He implies how he should have informed other people that this was happening, more specifically worst Hardrock player. However, there are two things that stand out in this part of the document. Apparently, in this entire investigation, there were several people involved that he will not be naming because he doesn't want to spread any more hate, and that it's their responsibility to come out for themselves. And another thing to mention about this is apparently one of the members in the investigation had the exact same Gaimon tablet that worst Hardrock player had, and the member said that everything was tried out on that tablet. So Zylice was apparently under the impression that the worst Hardrock player settings on that tablet were tested out as well, which ended up not being the case. In the last part of the document, he pretty much says that the reason why he didn't initially respond to this entire situation on Twitter is because it seemed like a hornet's nest at the time. The reason why he privated the beauty of the osu community video was apparently because it had a lot of comments that were unrelated to the video, mainly by people talking about the worst Hardrock player drama in the comment section, and he also states that the video will be back pretty soon. And finally, he also states that he will continue to play and livestream his scores, matches, and progression within the game. But yeah, that's essentially Zylice's response to this entire situation. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments, but let's get on into something interesting that is going to happen pretty soon. So for those of you that don't know or do not follow Reddit at all, recently there was something huge announced that will change osu forever. What I'm specifically talking about is a rework that people have been talking about for a long time, but they never knew if it was ever going to be actually added in the game or not. And today, finally, after a pretty long time, it was announced that the rework did get approved by the osu PP committee, and I'm specifically talking about the combo scaling removal rework. And you might be wondering now, how does this rework change osu forever? And well, why this osu rework will change osu forever is because FCs will no longer be valued as much compared to now. What I'm specifically talking about is that combo will not be as valued as much as it is now. Now picture it like this. Let's say this right here is a graph of a map, and it pretty much represents the difficulty spikes of the map. The X will represent you missing at a certain spot that isn't really that high in the difficulty spike, and the circle it represents you FCing the hardest part of the map. Now if you do manage to miss at a part that is relatively easy in the map, but you do manage to FC the difficulty spikes of the map, you will still be rewarded PP. So what is essentially combo scaling aiming to do is to get rewarded for hitting the hardest parts of the map. If my explanation is wrong, be sure to correct me down in the comments, but essentially that is the basic premise of the combo scaling removal rework. And well, pretty much a lot of top players will be gaining PP due to this rework, so let's have a look at some of the changes that might happen if this rework gets released. First and foremost, the top 5 still stays the same, everyone just gains a bit more PP than usual, but the first drastic change is Ivaxa jumping all the way to rank 6. One of his plays literally gets boosted from 700 PP all the way to 1.2k PP, and his top play would be a 1.4k PP on Zalaria, which was his choke, currently valued at 990 PP. The PP record would still be 1.7k KPP, the sidetrack they play by a Qualibet technically. But two players that absolutely benefit from this entire rework are Zoomer and Zylice. Zoomer gains an insane 1049 PP from this rework, essentially getting at 1.2k PP play on his 2 Determinist run and a 1.3k PP play on his insane run on Seijoku no Pira. Zylice would jump from only having 5 1k PP plays to a total of 13 1k PP plays. And the final thing that I want to mention is the fact that Chocomint would jump from having no 1k PP plays to having 3 of them, and Rafis would also gain a 1k PP play as well. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this entire PP rework? Let me know down in the comments. Do you think it's good or do you think it's bad? But how about we talk about a certain player that is well known in the osu community for playing a little bit too much compared to other people. So you may have heard of an osu player by the name of osu420. He is that one osu player that just finds any map, doesn't matter if it's converted or not, and just plays it. There is a pretty interesting story on this player, so if you want to know more about him, then I do suggest that you watch this video right here. But if you've been recently following the osu420 lore, then you already know that he has been recently streaming on Twitch actually. People have been recently starting to watch a lot of his streams, easily getting more than 100 viewers per stream, because people are simply wondering why is he playing like this, how does he have this much time, and they simply just want to know what's the mystery behind this player. And well, recently osu420 did something that not a lot of people can do, and well, he decided to stream osu casually for a whopping 34 hours straight. Yes, you heard me correctly, osu420 has been streaming osu on Twitch for 34 hours. In that stream, he managed to do 745 clears and 34 hours of play length submitted. The weirdest part is that after like 3 or 4 hours of streaming, he decided to come back to osu and still continue playing the game. So yeah, the mystery around osu420 gets even more confusing now. Other very important news that happened this week: there is now an official osu keycaps set for your keyboard, so if you want to buy it for yourself, then be sure to check out the osu website. The beatmap nominator by the name of Nozumi has been issued a warning for nominating Sotarx's Pika Girl map. Hyok2044 has changed his username to Byok2044. Valia the Veil by Nebula is now the third map of 2024 to reach 1 million plays. The player by the name of Zalaria has reached a total of 77,000 SSs, while also being the 6th player in osu to reach 300 days of playtime. And finally, the popular map by the name of Burning Star is now officially ranked. I also want to use this opportunity to say that COE 2024 is actually happening in around 2 months. I am planning to go to COE 2024, so if you're planning to go as well and maybe you need to buy some tickets, then consider buying one using my affiliate link. It is linked down below in the description, and if we reach certain goals, then I can give back some stuff like free tickets to the event, vouchers for merchandise that will be sold at COE, and many more interesting stuff. I do not earn anything from this affiliate link, and this is just so I can give something back to y'all. Also, consider watching the previous osu news episode, just so you don't get confused as to what happened with the worst hard rock player drama. Be sure to click the video on screen if you're interested, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.